Hey sewing friends, so this is the pattern review of the Ann Normandy sleeveless shift dress, and I am going to stand back here a bit so you can see a little bit more of this dress. Let me get a full view here above the knee. So this dress was an absolute joy to sew, and I sewed it in a cotton poplin that I sourced from Spoonflower. So that's the company where you buy the fabric, and you can buy any one of their fabrics, and you can have a design printed on it. This was an independent designer's design, so an indie designer designed this particular print, and I love it. This reminds me of the Lilly dresses, and you know who I'm talking about, Lilly in Palm Beach. You know what Lilly I'm talking about. This totally reminds me of that. It's got that really fun 1960s cropped sundress vibe. But it has a bunch of really amazing details that I love about the Ann Normandy patterns. First of all the seams are flat felled, and that's in the instructions. It has this amazing neckline, like this. It has these wonderful squared off armholes, which are just terrific. And these huge pockets, beautiful, lovely, large pockets for things. Kind of nestled into the side seam here. You can probably see right there. Look at how sneaky that is. Ooh, look at that. So this is an amazing dress. It's designed for heavyweight fabrics, like a heavyweight rustic linen. I chose to underline this dress with white fabric, and you can see the edging here. So I chose to line my dress because that was what was recommended. Now I did it a little differently than the instructions. So definitely check out my blog. And then there's a companion blog because Kim asked me to guest blog on the Ann Normandy blog. So there's some different content on both. Definitely check out her blog because I list my steps and how I did it. And I did that so that I could get a completely finished and enclosed seam here. Okay, that's what I was going for. So that's how I did it. You can check it out at Sew Paradise at paradise-graphic.com. You can also go to Ann Normandy Sewing Patterns, and you will find that there as well. So I highly recommend this dress. It's a very nice sew, but I will tell you that I screwed up a little bit and I had to do a bit of rescuing. So I'm going to come forward and show you and see if you can see. So you notice as I come forward, you can almost get a barely visible line here of a placket that I had to sew on here. You can almost see it. Although I did a damn good job of pattern matching, don't you think? I think so. The reason for this is I accidentally ripped right here when I was kind of putting it together and testing some things out. And I don't mean ripped down, I mean ripped down at an angle. It was awful. And I was so mad I put this dress up for 6 months. It's been since August that I started this dress and I hadn't finished it, and it was terrible. I just couldn't even stand to look at this dress because I was so mad at myself for doing it. I share in my blog post how I resurrected this error and put this back together and what I had to do to do this. It wasn't too complex. It required a little bit of thinking and then a little bit of extra work, but the result is perfect. Now I could have done a contrast neckline. A lot of the Lilly dresses do in fact have a contrast neckline, but I didn't really have any fabric that was like perfect for this. So I ended up just matching it, and I think it looks really nice. But I absolutely love this neckline. It's really super flattering. It's really distinctive. It's a beautiful dress to sew. It's designed for advanced beginners. You'll be learning some skills as you go, like flat fell seaming and how to sew these lovely bands here. So there's a lot of really, really nice details to it. Now you notice this dress is heavyweight enough that the black bra that I wore today, I had a dark color sweater on today. The black bra doesn't even show through, nor the black undies. Can't see those either. So the underlining really does do wonders. You won't need it if you're making it in the rustic linen. And Spoonflower does have rustic linen that you can get printed, which is a really nice option that you should consider. Another fabric that you should consider is Bahamas handprints. So for those of you who know about it, Lilly had the fabrics designed and printed by Key West handprints back in the 1960s and through the 70s, I think, for about 15 years. And then she kind of split off and did her own thing. They continued in business for some time. I was there in Key West handprints in the early 1990s when I lived in Florida, and I vacationed down in the Keys a few times, 3 or 4 times, maybe 5 or 6 times, I don't remember. Maybe even more than that. But I got all the way to Key West at least 3 times. And on one of those trips, I was in Key West handprints, and I did buy a small amount of fabric, but not a lot. I should have bought like yards of fabric there, yards. but I didn't because, you know, I wasn't sewing a lot then and I was young. I was in my 20s and I just wasn't sewing a whole lot back then. So Bahamas Handprints has the same vibe. It's got that same tropical kind of look. It's got the same kind of prints. They ship from Fort Lauderdale, so you'll get a better shipping rate, but it's called Bahamas Handprints. Another one that you should check out that's also made in the Bahamas is called Androsia, Androsia. That's hand batik fabric, and they have a lovely twill, which would be perfect for this dress because you need a little heavier weight fabric. So I highly recommend this dress. I mean, just look at it. So cute. I have a bunch of details at my blog. There's a bunch more details at the Ann Normandy blog. They're a little bit different from one another, so they're not exactly the same blog. The instructions for how I did is on the Ann Normandy blog. The what happened and how I fixed this placket thing is on my blog. So you'll get a little bit of difference between the two of them. And hopefully you will also get some pictures in Palm Beach County. I'm not actually going to Palm Beach. I'm going to Delray Beach. Hopefully you'll get some pictures in Palm Beach in February. I'm going for a little girls' weekend down there. And I have a friend that lives there, and we're going to hang out, and I'm going to wear this dress. It'll be perfect. I'm going to be sipping cocktails in this dress by the beach. And it's going to be perfect. This dress will be perfect for you as well. I highly recommend the pattern line. Very nicely drafted. Very, very well done. Instructions and things like that. You will not be sorry. This is well worth your sew. This is the Ann Normandy Shift Dress.